This video goes out to the class of 2020. Now you might be thinking, I'm not a high school or college graduate, this isn't for me. And you're about to click away, but stay a little longer. All of us are the class of 2020 because all of us had to graduate from the old world and emerge into new. This is a year of challenge for everybody. Some people lost their jobs. Some people saw their businesses crumble to pieces that they spent years building. Athletes had to miss the season that they trained their whole lives for. Investors saw their investments get cut in half. The world we cheered into on New Year's is no longer the world we live in today. Graduation is a moment of transition. It's a moment when we leave the old behind and we embrace the new. And new comes with uncertainty. New comes with the unknown. New comes with both the feeling of both fear and excitement. And I feel that's exactly where the world finds itself right now. On one hand, we're afraid that things will never go back to normal. Yet at the same time, many of us might be thinking, that's a good thing. It was time that we left normal behind. Because the way a lot of things have been going wasn't meant to be our path. Change comes with both challenge and opportunity. You won't be able to find a successful person that hasn't fallen onto their face countless times. Some of my best days were mere nights away from my darkest days. There's a whole trend now that 2020 is cancelled and that you're going to postpone your life into 2021. But I want to urge you to reclaim this year because we're not even halfway done. You see, while there's uncertainty and while it feels like everything is crumbling, the economy is crumbling, the financial markets are uncertain, businesses are failing, and we're still unsure whether there will be a second wave or how long these lockdowns will last. One thing is sure, and that is that the show will keep going one way or the other. As long as the world has problems, there will be a need for solutions. And at times like this, it feels like there's an overabundance of problems. So we can either let that weigh ourselves down and make us feel pessimistic about the future, or we can grab those problems and use them to inspire us to find new solutions that can bring both the species and this planet to a new level. You might be fed up right now, and you have many reasons to be fed up because, quite frankly, a lot of our decision makers haven't been making the right decisions. They haven't been taking the leadership. But that's something we don't have control over, at least not at this point. That is something we must do better in the future. But right now, you need to focus what is inside of your control. And what's inside your control is how you spend your time. To the recent graduates, question everything. You've been told you need to go to university and spend $60,000 a year because that's what society told you. Instead of rushing to pay $60,000 a year for virtual classes that happen over Zoom, take some time. Take a gap semester, take a gap year, and use that time to ask yourself, what problems is this world facing right now? And what solutions must we find? If your business failed, because perhaps you were a retail store, ask yourself, where is the future going? It's never too late to adapt. It's never too late to change course, because quite frankly, there's too much life still ahead of us to get stuck with the past that we've romanticized. If you're an artist and your tours got canceled, ask yourself if your art is really tied to physicality or whether it can be spread even further digitally. What the world needs now more than ever is problem solvers, is people envisioning a better future and creating it today. We can walk out of this crisis and let it define history as either the end of the great era or actually the very beginning. What if this isn't our transition from a golden age to a dark age? What if instead this is the final chapter to a dark age and the beginning to a new golden age? A new renaissance that we can create by shifting our focus from problems to solutions, by challenging what we've been conditioned to consider truth, by not just changing systems incrementally, but by tearing the system down and replacing it overall. Right now it can feel like the world just cut through your plans and set you back by a decade. That it ruined that big shot that you had, that chance that was supposed to be yours. But the more I think about it, the more I look at it, I see this as the catalyst that can be the beginning of your hero's journey. And it doesn't begin by proclaiming defeat. It begins by standing up to the challenge and making the most of it. Everybody's overwhelmed, even our very own leaders. But it takes people like you and I that have to live with this future to step up and make the most of it. In the coming few videos, I'll share with you some of the thoughts that I have as to what are the biggest problems that we need to be tackling in the 2020s. And I'll share with you some of the tools that I use to understand futuristic complex subjects. These are big problems that nobody can tackle alone. It will take all of us together. So I want to use this channel as an opportunity to bring together more like-minded people that are solution-oriented, that wants to create a better future and lead us away from a potential dystopia that seems more real now than ever and guide us into a thriving future. One thing has never been truer. You can either be a spectator in the game of life, or you can take it by the reins and create the future. The choice is yours. To the class of 2020, one thing I can tell you for sure. It's not going to be white picket fences, and it's not going to be a walk in the park, but it sure is going to be one heck of an adventure.